Hey everyone, my name is Fineokay, and here's a beginner's guide to the movement in Deadlock. Figure I'd start with this guide video because it's the most fun in my opinion and will instantly make you guys enjoy the game a lot more. I got plenty of more guides on the way, so make sure to hit the like and subscribe button to not miss out, but let's get into it. Okay, so the movement in Deadlock, in my opinion, is actually pretty simple to understand. I'll have an input recorder below my camera if you're ever confused or you're just trying to copy exactly the inputs so you can start practicing on your own. But let's start with the most basic thing, which is running, which you can do when you just hold a key in any direction. You can speed up your running with items if you want, but there's not much more to it than that. So let's get to the good stuff. So in Deadlock, there are special moves, which I will divide into two categories. We have non-stamina moves and stamina moves. Next to your crosshair, you have a stamina indicator, which is usually 3 bars, more or less, and it shows you how many stamina moves you can make. When you move around the map in Deadlock, you're basically trying to get the most out of your stamina bar by keeping your momentum throughout the map and utilizing combos of these special stamina and non-stamina moves. So what are the non-stamina moves? I'm glad you asked. We have normal jumps, we have crouching, we have sliding, we have wall jumping, we have mantling, we have charged melees, and then grabbing onto the zipline from the ground. All of these can be done without using any of your stamina bar on any character in the game. So let's go through each one of these and how to do them real quick. A normal jump is simply clicking spacebar off the ground. Crouching is, well, crouching by clicking control, which you can spam. Sliding is crouching down a ramp or when you have enough momentum, like after dashing, but that will come later. Wall jumping is bouncing off of a wall to gain height by clicking the opposite direction that you went into the wall with and then jumping off of it. It gets you the same height as a double jump, which is very useful, and we'll talk about that more later. Mantling is simply climbing over a ledge with spacebar or your jump key. A charge melee is when you charge forward by holding your Q or whatever your melee key is, and this is especially important for movement because it actually allows you to stay in the air longer and change directions midair. And then lastly, if you're on the ground and simply look up and grab onto the zip line in any lane with your spacebar or whatever your key you want it to be, you may ride the zip without expending any of your stamina. Something to remember is that in Deadlock, basically all moves can be performed in any direction, not where you're just actively looking. Okay, so those are your non-stamina moves. Now let's look at the moves that actually require the use of stamina. So we have the basic dash, which can be done midair. We have an air jump or a double jump. Then there is the dash jump, and then the drop down. Now let's go through each one of these and how to perform them. A basic dash is simply done by clicking shift. An air jump is done by clicking spacebar while you're already in the air, such as after a normal jump or off of a zip line, off of a building, off of a wall jump, etc. Generally speaking, you can only air jump once unless you buy items for it, so practice with that in mind. A drop down is done by simply double clicking control or your crouch button. And then there's the dash jump, which is one of the most important things to get good at in Deadlock, and it uses 2 stamina bars and is done by timing a jump right after the animation of a dash. There's actually an indicator on screen for the time frame that you can perform the dash jump, and if you mistime it, the game will actually let you know. And those are all your stamina moves. Now, like I said before, all you're doing in Deadlock really is combining these stamina and non-stamina moves to get around the map. Let's look at some examples of doing that. The simplest one that you'll probably use the most is the dash slide. It's especially good around ramps, it's easy, and will quickly help you in game. Then there's the dash jump, which we just went over. Combine these two, and you can actually dash, jump, and slide to cover a lot of ground. And then there's the B-hop, which is a dash, jump, slide times 2, which sounds a little confusing, but it's actually really easy to start practicing and get good at. All you have to do is dash, jump, then slide, and while holding control the whole time, like on screen, you click spacebar again during your slide. It's actually pretty simple. And remember, you can do all of this forwards, sideways, and backwards. As far as combining non-stamina moves, this can help you escape tough situations when you've used up all of your jumps or dashes, or it can allow you to reserve your stamina for fights, such as climbing a tall wall without having to double jump. If you approach a wall and perform a wall jump and then charge melee back towards it, you can mantle on top of it without using any stamina. Pretty cool. This is especially useful because then you can use your air jump after you do this to go even higher. Another useful thing to learn is the dash cancel, which is done by dashing and then hitting crouch mid-dash to cancel the animation. This is good for quickly getting a melee off, especially on minions that are 1 HP, because it allows you to control how far your dash actually goes and isn't as slow as a normal dash into a melee. Also, an important thing to note is that while sliding, you actually have infinite ammo, so around ramps, it's especially good to spam slide and left click for extra ammo. You can combine a dash jump into a mantle, a dash slide jump into a wall bounce. I mean, the possibilities are really endless. But what matters for you is to get each of these previous things down first so you can start combining them as you see fit in game. Another couple things I want to briefly go over are 2 movement items that I think are tons of fun. Majestic Leap allows you to, well, leap across the map and helps with farming, rotating, and can help certain characters get into more advantageous positions for their kits. However, there is a trick to Majestic Leap, which is while you're in the air after leaping, you can actually drop down by clicking the button again, and then you can air jump to go even further, and actually more importantly, quickly change directions mid-air. This is great in tighter corridors, and once you get it down, it'll make you look like a freaking menace flying around the map. The other item is Warpstone, which is basically a 15-second cooldown blink or flash. It's great for farming around the map, instantly getting into different positions, and for quickly changing directions while moving around. So yeah guys, that's really the basics of movement in Deadlock. If you practice anything or everything in this video, not only are you going to have a lot more fun with the game, but you're going to rotate better, you're going to farm better, you're going to escape better, and you're going to even run the urns better. So good luck out there. I hope you enjoyed. Stay safe and healthy as always. Peace out.